Ever heard of a digital dynasty built on, like, betrayal and epic battles?
Yeah.
Buckle up, because today we're going deep, deep into the world of Damage Inc.
The clan that, like, ruled RuneScape's early days.
Exactly.
We're talking more than just pixels and potions here.
Right.
Damage Inc.'s rise and fall, it's a crash course in ambition, loyalty, power struggles, all playing out in this massive online world.
Yeah, and we've got firsthand accounts, insider info, like the whole shebang.
Right.
We're talking about real people pouring years of their lives into this game.
Oh, yeah.
So the stakes were high.
Absolutely, even if the swords were digital.
Exactly.
And it all starts with a grudge match for the ages.
Okay.
Our main source is X Bigaboys X himself.
The founder.
The founder of Damage Inc., exactly. He paints a vivid picture of the early RuneScape scene, particularly the rivalry between his clan and the top dogs at the time.
RSD.
RSD.
Yeah, X Bigaboys X's account, it reads like a digital revenge story.
No, for sure.
He talks about how this all started because a friend of his got completely wiped out by some RSD players.
It was more than just a random encounter. This was a targeted attack, a calculated move by RSD to solidify their dominance, and it backfired.
Backfired spectacular.
Spectacular.
Talk about lighting a fire under.
Oh, I know Xa.
Bigaboys X was still relatively new to the higher levels of the game, right? He was only at level 96.
Right.
Which might sound impressive. But for clan activities back then,
Not quite top tier.
not quite top tier.
No.
Even so, he managed to rally a crew, form Damage Inc. in 2004. They were the scrappy upstarts, directly challenging the established order.
Absolutely, and people, they were drawn to that.
To that energy.
Yeah.
So you've got this power vacuum forming RSDs on top, but they've just made a dangerous enemy.
Yeah.
Damage Inc. starts growing fast, pulling in players who are ready to fight,
New banner.
for a new banner. Exactly.
It's a classic underdog story. DI starts making a name for themselves in the game's player versus player, or PvP areas, which were basically the Wild West of RuneScape. Think lawless zones where clans would clash for bragging rights and loot.
And just to be clear, for those who haven't spent countless hours in the digital world of Gielinor, this wasn't just kids messing around. These PvP areas, especially the wilderness, where reputations were made or broken.
Exactly. Controlling these areas meant controlling the flow of resources, the best hunting grounds. It was a big deal.
Huge.
And it wasn't long before Damage Inc.'s ambitions brought them into direct conflict with RSD.
So July 2004, just a few months after DI is formed, they lock horns with RSD in this epic showdown. You set the stage for us.
Imagine hundreds of players, all decked out in their best gear, strategically positioned across the wilderness. Remember, at this point, RSD still has the numbers, the experience.
The reputation.
They've got that aura of being unbeatable. They bring a whopping 150 fighters to the battle.
150. Man, that must have been an intimidating sight. What about Damage Inc.? Did they back down?
Not a chance.
No way.
They show up with 100 fighters, ready to prove themselves. Now, on paper, they were outmatched, but this is where Damage Inc.'s scrappy underdog spirit really shines through. They put up one heck of a fight.
Okay, so you've got this clash of titans. Everyone's watching to see if the new kids on the block can take down the champs. Who emerges victorious?
Well, as you might expect with the numbers on their side, RSD wins the war. But, and this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Just 3 days later, their leader, Livin' Large 21, does the unthinkable. He disbands RSD.
He disbanded the entire clan after a victory. That's wild.
Yeah.
What could have possibly led to such a drastic decision?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Our sources don't give a clear answer. Some whispers suggest internal drama within RSD, maybe even a power play gone wrong.
It makes you think, right? Was this a move born out of frustration, some internal struggle we're not privy to? Or was it a calculated decision, a way to deny Damage Inc. the satisfaction of a true victory?
It's hard to say.
Right.
Whatever the reason, it's a move that cemented Livin' Large 21's place in RuneScape lore.
For sure.
You know?
And just like that, Damage Inc. stumbles into the top spot.
Yeah.
Talk about a plot twist.
Yeah.
But as we all know, with great power comes a whole new set of challenges, right?
Right. You're absolutely right.
Right.
Becoming the top dog is one thing, but staying there,
Oh, yeah,
that's a whole different beast.
for sure.
And for damaging internal conflicts, those become their next big battleground.
A tale as old as time, really.
Yeah.
Even in the digital world, it seems like, internal power struggles are inevitable. So with RSD out of the picture, who emerges as the main players within Damage Inc.?
Well, remember X Bigaboys X, the founder, he'd stepped back from the clan even before the RSD war.
Right.
Due to some things going on in his personal life.
Which makes sense. Leading a clan like Damage Inc., even in its early days, must have taken a ton of time and energy.
Absolutely. And with X Bigaboys X less active, a few key figures see an opportunity to step up and shape the future of Damage Inc. We're talking about Kulrik, Ghjff, and Miles Jamal. Each brought their own strengths and leadership style to the table.
Sounds like a recipe for both innovation and conflict. What were these leaders like?
Take Kulrik, for example. He was known for being incredibly organized and strategic. Think of him as the mastermind, always planning the next move. Ghjff, on the other hand, he was more of a charismatic leader. He knew how to rally the troops and get people fired up.
Okay, so you've got the strategist and the motivator. What about Miles Jamal? What was his role?
Miles Jamal was an interesting case. He was all about thinking outside the box, pushing the boundaries of what Damage Inc. could achieve. He spearheaded this thing called the Damage Inc. Shadows Project.
Shadows Project. Sounds intriguing and maybe a little bit ominous. What was the purpose of this project?
The idea was to create a separate, more elite branch of Damage Inc., one that could take on bigger, more challenging threats. They were facing off against clans like the Alliance, which had way more members than Damage Inc. So Miles Jamal was looking for an edge.
So it's all about strategy and adaptation, kind of like a clan within a clan. Did the Shadows Project work out the way they planned?
Not exactly. It actually blew up in their faces. One of the leaders within the Shadows Project, Ashley, he clashed with Miles Jamal. It got so bad that Ashley actually left Damage Inc., taking a bunch of the Shadows Project members with him to start a brand new clan.
Wow, talk about drama. You've got this power vacuum left by X Bigaboys X, and now internal conflicts are causing even more chaos within the clan. This has got to be the perfect opportunity for a rival clan to capitalize, right?
You're reading the digital runes correctly, and this is where the Devil's Clan enters the scene.
Okay, finally, the Devil's Clan. They've had a pretty ominous intro. What were they all about, and how did they measure up against Damage Inc.?
The Devil's Clan had this aura of fearlessness around them. They were known for being absolutely ruthless in PvP combat, and even some Damage Inc. members admitted to respecting their skills.
It's like that saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You have to respect your opponents, especially the ones who can really bring the fight.
Precisely. And this mutual respect, combined with their shared desire to dominate the wilderness, it set the stage for a legendary showdown. Mark your calendars, because February 5th, 2005 is a date that will live on in RuneScape history. That's when Damage Inc. and the Devil's Clan went to war.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here. It's Damage Inc. now under this new leadership trying to solidify their power versus the Devil's Clan, who are hungry to prove themselves. What went down on that fateful day?
Well, accounts we have, they paint a pretty one-sided picture.
Okay.
Damage Inc., they came prepared, showing up with 117 fighters ready to rumble. The Devil's Clan, they could only muster 25 members.
Wait, 25? That's a huge difference. What happened? Did the Devil's Clan just overestimate their strength, or is there something else going on?
It seems like the hype surrounding the Devil's Clan might have been a bit overblown. There are whispers of internal divisions within the clan, rumors of discontent among the members.
So even before the battle began, the Devil's Clan were already starting to crack under pressure.
Exactly. And after such a decisive defeat, it all fell apart. The Devil's Clan disbanded, and get this, many of their members ended up joining Damage Inc.
Wow, talk about adding insult to injury. It seems like Damage Inc. weathered the storm, but something tells me their troubles were far from over.
You're right on the money. Just when it seemed like Damage Inc. had solidified their position at the top, their founder, X Bigaboys X, decided to make a dramatic return. And let's just say he didn't come back quietly.
Oh boy, here we go again. This is like a digital soap opera with real-world consequences. What happened when X Bigaboys X came back on the scene? Okay, so X Bigaboys X is back. Did he come strolling in, reclaim his throne, and everyone just fell in line?
You clearly haven't seen X Bigaboys X in action. He comes back swinging, accusing Kulrik.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him, the strategic mastermind of pushing him out of the clan and basically twisting the narrative while he was gone.
Talk about a bombshell. What did Kulrik do? Was this the start of Damage Inc.? Civil war?
It definitely shook things up. Whether the accusations were true or not is still debated in RuneScape circles today.
Right.
But the damage was done, Kulrik felt betrayed and decided to walk.
And he didn't leave alone, did he?
Nope. Miles Jamal, who'd poured his heart and soul into the Shadows project. He also felt betrayed by X Bigaboys X's return.
Right.
So they joined forces with, get this, for 3G Velo, who'd also left Damage Inc. after some leadership clashes.
Wait a minute. This is starting to feel like a revolving door of leadership within Damage Inc. Is anyone keeping track of who's in, who's out at this point?
It was chaotic, to say the least. These guys, Kolric, Miles Jamal, and Firth 3G Velo, they form a new clan called RuneScape Renegades. It's like a who's who of former Damage Inc. leadership, all united against X Bigaboys X.
The drama is just off the charts. So Damage Inc. is in turmoil again. They've lost key leaders, their founder is back and stirring the pot. What happens next?
Just when you think it can't get any wilder, X Bigaboys X does something truly shocking. He tries to delete the entire Damage Inc. website.
He tried to, what, delete the website? That's like burning down the clan hall. Why on earth would he do that?
It's hard to say for sure, but many believe it was a desperate attempt to erase the past, to regain control of the narrative. He was essentially trying to wipe the slate clean.
Wow. What a power move. But Damage Inc. had survived this long. Surely someone stopped him, right?
You know it. This is where Ghjff, our charismatic leader, he really steps up. He sees what's happening and manages to stop X Bigaboys X in his tracks.
Nice.
With the website safe, Ghjff essentially takes the reins of Damage Inc. and steers them through this turbulent time.
Ghjff, the hero Damage Inc. needed. He goes from being one of many leaders to the sole leader, saving the clan's entire online history in the process. It's almost poetic.
It's a testament to his dedication and his ability to unify the clan after, yet another near-death experience. And remarkably, this period of intense internal strife is followed by what could be called Damage Inc.'s golden age.
Okay, now we're talking. Let's hear about Damage Inc. at their peak. What did this golden age look like?
Picture this. It's the summer of 2005. Damage Inc. is on a winning streak, crushing every clan foolish enough to challenge them.
Oh, yeah.
They took down heavy hitters like Zionic Forces or Ghjff, and even the Titans, or TD. They were a force to be reckoned with.
From underdog to top dog, they'd seen it all and conquered it all. But no reign lasts forever, especially in the ever-evolving world of online gaming. What finally brought Damage Inc.'s reign to an end?
It wasn't a single event, but rather a combination of factors. Internally, many veteran members, those who'd been there from the early days, decided to
hang up their hats?
Yeah, hang up their virtual hats.
Retire?
Retire. They'd achieved legendary status, conquered countless foes. Maybe the thrill was gone.
I can see that. Years of constant battles, drama, and grinding can take their toll.
And then there's the Ghjff factor. Ghjff, the company behind RuneScape, they were constantly updating the game, and one update in particular changed everything. The removal of the wilderness.
Okay, for those who aren't familiar with RuneScape, why was removing the wilderness such a big deal?
Remember how we talked about the wilderness being the Wild West of RuneScape, the place where clans battled for supremacy?
Yeah.
Well, Ghjff decided to remove it from the game entirely, forcing clans like Damage Inc. to adapt to new ways of playing.
Wow. Talk about shaking things up.
Yeah.
So what did Damage Inc. do?
They did what they always did. They adapted. They shifted their focus to new game modes like Bounty Hunter and Clan Wars Arena. While they didn't dominate these new areas in the same way they did in the wilderness, they remained a force to be reckoned with, their reputation preceding them.
So even though their stomping grounds were gone, their legacy lived on.
Exactly. Damage Inc., they weren't just a clan, they were a legend. They showed the world what dedication, strategic thinking, and a little bit of digital ruthlessness could achieve. And their story, with all its twists, turns, betrayals, and triumphs, it provides a fascinating look at the dynamics of power, ambition, and community in online spaces.
It makes you think, right? Even in a virtual world, these were real people forming real bonds, facing real challenges, and leaving a real legacy behind. We started this deep dive talking about a digital dynasty, but in a way, Damage Inc.'s story is about so much more than just a game.
And that's what makes it so fascinating. They were pioneers in a new frontier, forging their own destiny, one pixel at a time.
Well, there you have it. The epic saga of Damage Inc., a RuneScape clan that left its mark on the game, and the countless players who witnessed their rise and eventual evolution. We'll be back next time with another deep dive into a topic that's sure to be just as fascinating and thought-provoking. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.